Okay, so we are back with the set review here. Innistrad, we're gonna move on with blue. And I realized that on the white set review, I wasn't mana cost sorting the cards, so I'm getting a little rusty here. We haven't had a draft dodger for like 3 weeks now, but nonetheless, so blue is here. Start with 1 mana, Curiosity, Enchantment, Aura. Whenever enchanted creature deals damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. This card is unbelievable build around in this set because there are spirits which are largely flyers and you can draw a ton of cards. Obviously you want to place it so they don't kill your creature underneath it, but the first time it connects you got your card back, and from there it's all money. Delver of Secrets, a card which was played in every single format in Legacy, maybe except Commander. I'll say every single format in Magic, maybe except Commander, but definitely including Legacy. So Delver of Secrets is a 1 mana, 1/1 human. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal that card. If it's an instant and sorcery card, you can transform this, and it transforms to a 3/2 flyer. So in limited, it's probably a little bit difficult, more difficult to set up. Like I feel like you gotta have like maybe 10, 11 creatures in your deck, and then the rest is instant sorceries for this to work. Because otherwise, it's gonna be pretty bad. It's a build round, but I would be cautious with this one. It's not as good as it is in modern. Dream Twist, so it's 1 mana instant again. Target player may three card, and it's flashback 1 and a blue. So this is pretty bad in terms of card economy, but in this set there is a graveyard team with zombies, blue black. So that's where this card goes. And you will see how much you can manipulate the graveyard. Oh, and also blue red with flashback. So yeah, so this is where this card can actually make up for the card economy on those archetypes. I don't think you want to put this into your spirit decks. Sensory deprivation, so it's a 1 mana aura, and enchanted creature gets -3/-. So yeah, it's kind of removal. So yeah, if you don't have anything else, this is not the worst thing what you can do. And then silent departure, return target creature to its owner's hand, and flashback for 5. Yeah, if you have like a controlling, red blue deck, like this buys you the necessary time, and the flashback, like kind of compensates for the card disadvantage a little bit. It's an okay card in the right archetype. Drainage Assistance, I think this is a human which supports a lot of the zombies. It's a 2 mana 1/1, and then you can mill a card to add a colorless mana. So yeah, so this is blue ramp, and it actually fills your graveyard. I think it's pretty solid. Invisible Stalker, it's a 2 mana 1/1 human rogue with hexproof, and it can be blocked. Yeah, this card is unbelievable in limited. Like if you start equipping this, they just die in X amount of turns, and they can do nothing about it. So yeah, this is a very very high pick. Ludwig's test subject. So this is rare. It's a 2 mana 0/3 lizard egg of all things, and it's a defender. And for 2, put a hatching counter on it. And then if you have 5 or more hatching counter, remove all of them and transform two spell, transform something good. It's a 13 century trample. Yeah, so there you go. That's how you sink your mana, and then beat them off with a 13/13. Yeah, pretty okay to me. Memories Journey. It's 2 mana instant. Target player shuffles up to 3 cards from their graveyard into their library, and it has flashback for green. So there's two things with this. It starts as a sideboard card, which is important, but it's also, I think, part of the only combo deck in the format, which is spider spawning. That you can make X amount of spiders with that, and then you can basically flash it back. And what you can also do, um, that that you can have one of these other spells in blue which lets you put back a flashback card to a graveyard from exile, and then you can loop these three. So there's that combo with spider spawning. That's why it's Simic. So yeah, but otherwise it's normally just a sideboard card. Minesweeper, so it's 2 mana spirit bird for trying, and it's 1/1, and target creature mills a card. This creature gets +6/+6 until end of turn where access the milled card's mana cost. Yeah, I mean, this is not bad. Like, I don't think it's insane, but it's an okay card. Snapcaster Mage, so yeah, this was ruling a lot of formats. Happened to be $100 card at one point. It's a 2 mana human wizard with flash, 2/1, so it's gonna ambush things. But more importantly, when it enters, target instance or sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback on the end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. It is unbelievable with removal. Like if you can flashback removal, solid 2/1, cheap mana cost, keep you in the game, excellent in any controlling shell. Spectral Flight, it's 2 mana aura, and then ancient creature gets +2/+2 and has flying. Wow. This is a beating. Obviously, your creature is, like subject to removal. But this on an invisible stalker is unbelievable. Like 3/3 and start clocking them death hexproof. So Teacher Apprentice, it's a 2 mana homunculus. It's a 1/2, and for 2, create a 2/2 blue homunculus creature token, then sacrifice a creature. That's interesting. I don't know. It can upgrade your spirits into, I guess, um, 2/2s, or what you can do basically protect your creatures from removal. So like convert the creature or with the removal on the stack to a 2/2. So yeah, it's not nothing. Think twice. Yeah, I wouldn't think twice playing it. I think this card is excellent. It's 2 mana, instant draws your card, and flashback for 3 draws your card. So it's a 5 mana divination, but you can play it in 2 installments. I think it's okay. This card is very okay, especially in the blue white deck or the blue red deck. Armored Cub. It's a zombie warrior, 1/4, and when this enters, mirrors 4 cards. So this is also one of these engine cards filling your graveyard. So we just need to see what are the payoffs, like why are we going through all this hassle. But if the payoff are there, this could be pretty good. Crackling Counterpart, it's an instant create token that's copy of target creature you control and flashback for 7. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this card. I think it's all built in 2 for 1. It's a lot of mana though, but if you have any good creature, you can copy it. It's kind of build around in that sense that you want to have like good worthy creatures to copy in your deck. Civilized Color, so it's a 2 mana, so 3 mana human advisor, and then it's a 0/1, not very strong for 3 mana, but it tap, draw a card, and discard a card. And if a creature card is discarded this way, untap it and transform it. And what are transforming it? Ooh, it's a 5/1 homicidal brute. It's a human mutant. At the beginning of your end step, if homicidal brute didn't attack this turn, tap homicidal brute and then transform it back. This is like Jekyll and Hyde, I guess. Is the genre here. Claustrophobia, it's a 3 mana enchantment. Tap the enchanted creature and it doesn't untap. It's blue removal, pretty good. Curse of the Bloody Tome. This is an alternative win con. It's a curse. So curse, you can put it on your opponent. It's the target and they impact that player. It's a 3 mana. Enchant the player, that's going to be your opponent again. At the beginning of your enchanted player's upkeep, that player mills 2 cards. Yeah, that's how you mill them out. If you have multiple copies, this is a common notable. The mill deck is very real in this format. So Dissipate, it's a 3 mana instant counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting into your owner's graveyard. Yeah, cancel with exile. In this form, it actually does matter, so it's better than cancel for sure. Forbidden Alchemy, it's a 3 mana instant. Look at the top 4 card of your library, put one of them into your hand, and the rest is in your graveyard. Very expensive. Anticipate, but it has flashback for 7, which is also very expensive, but you can anticipate 2 times. So that's not bad. Yeah, I think it's a filler card in a zombie deck. Like it's not, you're not gonna build around that. Frightful Delusion, it's an instant counter target balance, controller plays 1 and then that player discards a card. Whew. Yeah, I mean it's a 4 spike, which is very expensive, so that's pretty bad. But if you can get the 2/1 out of it, whoa, that's the juice. I don't know. Like I would not start this, but who knows? Like I would put it on my sideboard, and if the matchup calls for it, I might bring it in. Historical Blindness, 3 mana instant creatures your opponent control gets -4/-1 to end of turn. Yeah, I mean, if there is an all-out attack, you can win a lot of combats, but I think against good players, this is not very good. So yeah, I would just not play this card too much. Laboratory Maniac, Grey Ogre in blue. It's a human wizard, 3 mana 2/2. If you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you win the game instead. So there's a lot of self-mill in it, so this could be an alternative win con. Drawback is that if they kill it with that draw in the stack, you lose the game. So it's like very glass cannon, but if you pull it off, you win the, I don't know, the player of the month award for sure. And then Lantern Spirit is a 3 mana spirit, 2/1 flying, and then for 1 blue, return this creature to its owner's hand. That's not bad actually. Like this is pretty resilient to removal, and you're always having a 2/1 flyer. Now, what this is a little makes it a little worse in this set, there's a lot of spirit tokens flying around, so that's not always trivial to attack through with a 2/1 flyer. The one toughness really hits this card, I would think. But again, it's 2/1 flyer, so in your spirit deck it starts with it, I would think. Runic Repetition, yeah, so that is exactly, yeah, the card I was talking about for the Spider Spawning combos. It's 3 mana sorcery, return target exiled card with flashback you own to your hand. Yeah, and that's how you keep looping the Spider Spawning. Cell of Occultist, it's a 3 mana 2/3 human rogue. Whenever this creature or another creature dies, target player mills a card. Yeah, again, more candidate for your main deck. And the Ruinator. So this is a 3 mana zombie horror 5/6. As an additional cost to cast this spell, exile 3 creature cards from a graveyard, flying, and you may cast this card from your graveyard. So yeah, this is one of your payoffs. And in limited, I think this card is pretty broken, especially if you can mill your graveyard into zombie deck. 5/6 flyers, very hard to deal with. They can jump block with spirits though, but again, like this doesn't cost you a whole lot, and the deck is milling itself. Stitch Drake, so it's a 3/4 flyer, and then it's a zombie Drake for 3 mana, and as an additional cost to cast, exile a creature card from your graveyard. So this might not come down as early as turn 3, but who knows? If you have a deranged apprentice, then that can mill a creature to the graveyard. But nonetheless, a 3 mana 3/4 flyer, so that's pretty good. Fortress Cap, 4 mana, 1/6 vanilla. Don't touch this creature. This is just really bad. If you happen to, I don't know, stick with one, it probably starts at your sideboard, and we might bring in some cases. I don't know what that case is. Yeah, so Grasp of Phantoms is a 4 mana sorcery. Put target creature on top of its owner's library. So this kind of removal and has flashback for 8. And this card is I think, solid. There's nothing wrong with it. And especially, yeah, I mean, you can't, it's not an instant, so you can't, like, do it in response to an evolving rights or shuffle effect. But again, still, like, 2 times you can do these effects. Games tend to be smaller at that era, so, or slower rather. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I think it's all right. Makeshift Mauler, it's a 3 mana 4/5 zombie horror, and as additional cost to cast it, you exile a card from your graveyard. So that's the zombie team largely. They are undercasted for their size, but you do need a graveyard to cast them. So there you go. This is one of them. If you have sufficient enough meal, then it's pretty good. Moon Heron, it's 4 mana 3/2 flying. That's a spirit bird, so that would not be exciting in today's standard, but I think in this era it's still very, very serviceable and playable, and especially in the spirit deck, which cares about it. Under the Alchemist, so this is a rare. It's a 4 mana 4/2, not very impressive stat line. If a zombie you control would deal combat damage to player, instead that player mills that many cards. Oof. Whenever a creature card is put into an opponent graveyard from their library, exile that card and create a +2/+2 black zombie creature token. Wow. This ability is actually pretty good. So you just go like, I don't know, like so infinite with the creatures that you gonna mill them. And if they kill this, you still have plenty of 2/2s left around. So I think this is solid. If you can get an attack in, yeah, with the Drake or something, then this card is pretty good. Battleground, guys, it's a 5 mana flying. Other spirits you control get +1 and +0 and the 3/3. So this is the counterpart of the white one. This is the more powerful one because now your spirit tokens are hitting as a 2/1. Yeah, this is a good card. Lost in the Mist. It's a 5 mana instant, counter target spell, return target permanent to its owner's hand. Yeah, so there you go. You get a mana war and a counter spell in one, except the creature. But it's pretty good. Yeah, or unsummon and a counter spell for 5 mana. Yeah, I mean, 5 mana is a lot though. So that might make me consider. I don't know. This needs to see how fast or slow the set is. I know it's slower than today's standard, but maybe not that slow as 5 mana. Because 2 effect would worse like 3 on alpha terms. Yeah, this 2 more, they stay put together. Yeah, we gotta see that. I mean, it's a long game. Like, you don't mind this being the last card in your hand, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, let me know how that works. Mirror Met Phantasm. It's a 5 mana flying, 5/1. That's already pretty good. It's a mythic spirit. And then for 2 mana, this creature's owner shuffles into their library. If that player does, they reveal cards from the top of their library onto a card named Mirror Met Phantasm is revealed. The player puts that card onto the battlefield, and all other cards revealed this way into a graveyard. Wow, that is dangerous. That is pretty dangerous, but it does come back. Wow, 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 wow. I don't know. You need to test this. It's a 5/1 flyer, but again, in the world of spirit tokens, yeah, we need to see because you can mill yourself with this pretty hard, unless you can put back cards. Yeah, we need to see. Murder of Crows. It's a 5 mana bird for 4 flying. Wow, already good. And whenever another creature dies, you may draw a card if you do discard card. Yeah, this is excellent stuff. Like you loot when creatures are dying. 4 for flyer for 5 is already very good. So yeah, nothing more to talk here. 5 mana spirit in Stormgeist. It's an XX flying. Its parent of the each equal to a number of cards in your hand. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to player, draw a card. So this is your control finisher, really. If you have a more controlling deck or controlling spirit deck, this is the way to do it. Back from the brink, 6 mana enchantment, exile a creature card from your graveyard and pay its mana cost. Create a token that's a copy of that card, activate only as a sorcery. Huh, interesting. This is very good. This sounds very good. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, so you can basically Yawgmoth your creatures back forever. Yeah, like I think this is one of the best blue card in limited period. Wow, this is unbelievable. So there you go. This was Blue, ladies and gentlemen. Solid both looking for zombie spirits as well as the EZ spells deck. So yeah, so give it a try and enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and we're gonna come back with the next one, which is gonna be black.